Hello everyone, my name is Jose Baeza with e-funding experts, and today's video is so you want to start a lending business. So have you ever considered a lending company, a lending business, going into the lending industry? Are you just barely getting started, or perhaps maybe you have a company that you want to expand your services, or maybe you just want to scale up and bring some more revenue? This video is for you. I'm going to show you guys how I do it, and I'm going to share with you how some of my partners and affiliates do it. First and foremost, if you haven't done so yet, make sure that you click on the subscribe button as well as click on the notifications button so that you can learn more videos as to how to improve yourself in your business. And also, we're going to be going over techniques and strategies as to how to improve your lending company and how to get started with funding more deals and looking for clients. Let's get started. First and foremost, lending can definitely bring in a lot of revenue. And it goes to say that if you want to make a lot of money, you want to go into the consulting business, right? Well, the consulting business could be interpreted in so many different ways because you're providing value based on where the market is at. Right now, we're in a situation where businesses need money more than ever. Having said that, my mom just recently started her business. She started a restaurant, and this is in the middle of the pandemic, and you can rest assured that money is definitely important and was a crucial point to where if she didn't have enough money, she wouldn't have been able to have her business survive. So we want to make sure that we understand the value that we're providing, not just for you in your lifestyle, but more importantly for the client and the entrepreneur. Now, us being entrepreneurs ourselves, you probably been wondering, what are some of the businesses that can generate a good substantial amount of money? And again, the money is all relevant because whatever you consider a lot of money is going to be very different from what somebody else may consider a lot of money. Does that make sense? Having said that, you can make as much money as you would like based on how much effort you put into a business. And that goes with any business whatsoever. The more you put into it, the more you can get out. That goes into doing your research and your due diligence with marketing, learning about the industries, learning about the different types of products. But the key here in my success, and some of the success that I've seen in many of our partners and affiliates, is having a system. Because you can only go as far as you have time. Time is more important than money because you only have a certain amount of time within a day. Plus, we also live a certain amount of years in our lifetime, so you definitely don't want to be wasting your time doing things that are not going to be productive, that are not going to generate income. And so when you're dealing with making sure that you have a successful business, whether it be lending or any other business, it's how much effort and work you put into the amount of time that you can get out of it. Does that make sense? So the key here is going to have a system. The system is going to be the key. And the key to a good system is having good teammates. And the teammate is going to be having underwriting in place, having the right resources in place, having the right marketing in place, and more importantly, having the right structure. Because you could have the right underwriting, you can have the right partners, and you can have the right affiliates. But if you don't have a structure, everybody's going to be running like chickens with their heads cut off. It's just not going to work. You may be able to put so many deals in the flow, you may be able to bring in so many leads, but if you don't have the right structure in place, the deals are not going to get closed, your deals are not going to get funded, and ultimately you're not going to make money, which at the end of the day is going to be the life and blood of a business. Does that make sense? So, first things first. Within the lending industry, you may get into situations where maybe perhaps the lender that you're partnering up with doesn't want to pay you. Or perhaps it could be a situation where the client just disappears after you've done all the work and they're asking for a discount in exchange. So you get into the Pirates of the Caribbean type of deal where you're literally trying to make some money out of your work, right? So it's not all bad. And here's why. This can all be avoided by taking a look at some of the red flags that come up front when it comes to dealing with a client, an affiliate, or even a partner. Does that make sense? So when you're dealing with somebody that you're working with, whether it be a client, an affiliate, or a partner, you got to take a look at some of the language patterns that they show, right? Somebody asking for discounts up front without even knowing whether they qualify or not, that's a red flag. Somebody not asking for an agreement that if you're partnering up with them, whether it be through an affiliate perhaps, or maybe even a new partner, a lending partner, that may be considered a red flag. There are exceptions to the rules because sometimes affiliates, they don't want to be put into a situation where you're putting them in a bind and they cannot go and look for other partnerships. I can definitely understand that. Sometimes we get situations where we do offer an affiliate agreement, but we do it for the reason that we want to make sure that our affiliates feel comfortable that we are going to pay them. It's not so that they can't go look for other lending options. We definitely understand that and we respect that. And so that's one thing. You want to make sure that you're going into partnerships with the right people that can give you options, because at the end of the day, it's all about options. It's all about making sure that not only are you providing the best service for your client, but also you're getting the best quality, because everybody that you surround yourself with is a representation of who you are, what your brand represents, and ultimately the higher quality you are and the higher quality your service is, the more money you can charge. Does that make sense? Do you want to purchase the Rolls Royce? Or do you want to go with the Toyota? I'm just using this as an example. Rolls Royce are more expensive than Toyotas. Now, here's the thing. Now, when you're dealing with a partnership, right, you want to make sure that you get as much information as to how long will their process takes. There's so many different types of products out there, and you do not want to relate or associate yourself with the wrong type of product. Here's what I mean by that. When it comes to a lending industry, the lending industry can be very muddy. And so sometimes you get into situations where some products are more expensive than others. And you get into situations where perhaps maybe you're going to have to charge high interest rates, right? And some people may say that high interest rates are not good. But here's the thing. It's not about whether high interest rates are good or bad. And it's not how much money a person is being charged, but rather we got to think about the quality of the work and also if it's going to be beneficial for a client. Because sometimes there are situations where a client may get into a bit of a bind and they need, like say, $200,000 in a matter of weeks, maybe even less than a month. Well, that money is available. Whether it's going to be convenient for the client or not, based on how much fees they will be charged, that's a different story. It is important that you go into your consulting phase and you talk to the client and figure out, do you need the money right away? Is this something that you can afford, that your business will be able to afford? Is this something that you'll need it short term? Because sometimes long-term situations are not going to be feasible for that client. You can imagine paying perhaps maybe 30% or 20% on some of these offers. They are a lot of money, but if they're only needing this money for, like say, a week or two, maybe perhaps a month, it may not be so bad. Does that make sense? So it's all going to be relative. I would say don't count your chickens before they hatch. And that means that every deal is going to be a different process. Some deals may take days to fund, some deals may take weeks, some of them may take months. And that's when I say that not all deals are good deals. Because a deal, let's say for $1 million, right? If you're getting $1 million and it's taking you, let me take a look at this, all right? So let's do $1 million. You're getting paid 2 points. That's $20,000 in commission, right? And a couple things. In lending, you usually get paid by points, and points is usually a percentage. So in this case, 2 points would be 2%. So out of $2 million, you'd be getting roughly around $20,000 in commission. Now, we'll get into negotiations and every other type of thing that you may want to do when you're working with a partner. But in this case, it's $20,000. Now, some of you may say, hey, that's a lot of money. But it's all relative, because $20,000 and $1 million, it's all going to be based on how long did it take to get access to this funding. Because if we can fund $1 million in a month, $20,000 is not a bad deal for the amount of time that we invested into this deal, right? But when you're starting to look at 6 months, perhaps maybe even a year, then we're looking at a different story, because now we're talking $20,000 divided by 12. Let's say that you're making roughly about $1,600 a month. But what if it takes a lot of time out of your day? On a weekly basis, some of these are even on a daily basis, where it starts to really be a headache for you in your daily life. Not only that, but some clients can be very challenging to work with, to where sometimes they'll be in a good mood, bad mood. It's literally a marriage at that point. And so you want to be very careful as to what deals you're taking on, because $20,000 may seem like a good deal, but it's not a good deal if it involves exchanging that for your peace of mind, and also if it's going to be a much longer process. Usually I don't like to take deals longer than a month, and that's because if you have the right partnerships, you can get any deal done within less than a month. And again, it's about volume, right? So you want to make the most amount of impact in the least amount of time. And so most of the deals that we do at eFunding Experts, they typically are less than a month. And that's why we're able to fund millions of dollars on a monthly basis, based on us being able to put the structure in place and being able to put the right people in the right situation, so that it simply resembles a McDonald's system, right? Somebody goes into fries, somebody goes in burgers, somebody's in the cash register. And as long as everybody's doing their work and their job, we're all happy, we're all bringing these deals in, and nobody's killing themselves over a commission, and nobody is wondering what's going on with the status of a file. Because if somebody drops the ball, we know exactly where they dropped the ball, and somebody can come in and pick up the pieces. But you don't want to invest so much time and effort and energy into something that's not going to be fruitful. Having said that, this video is going to be very short, because it's more of an introduction as to how to get started with lending, right? So the first thing you want to do is, if you want to know more information about how to get started with a lending company, definitely subscribe to this channel. We'll be doing way more videos, but more importantly, to get started with more information about compensations and different programs, definitely click on the link that's on this video. We have an excellent affiliate program that can go from as little as 2 points, and it can go as high as 8 points. Now, every deal is different, but like I said, the goal for what we do is to get everything out of the way in less than a month. Our average funding is roughly around 2 weeks. The soonest that we can do something is usually about 2 to 3 days. But having said that, you guys, you definitely want to go out and take a look at some of the options that are out there. Go ahead and fill out the form that's on this video, and my team or even myself would be delighted to go over that with you. And we can, at the same time, while we have you on the phone, we can go ahead and answer any other questions that you may have about starting a lending business, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to educate, we're here to provide value, and the more value you provide in the marketplace, the more we get paid, because we're hoping that we can earn your business. But if we help you grow, we grow at the same time. Having said that, you guys, this is Jose Baeza with eFunding Experts. Thank you so much for your time. Again, be sure to subscribe and click on the like button. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys and talking to you guys soon. Take care.